Hey, what's good, fam?
What's up, everybody?
I'm Chasten.
And I'm Jen.
And we are excited to be back. Excited to be back for another week and definitely excited about the content.
Absolutely.
Today, we are pulling back the curtain
Exposed.
and we are talking about our budget during our debt-free
debt-free
journey.
journey.
And we're going to use some real numbers.
Real
But
quick.
before we hop into the content,
Make sure you subscribe to the channel because this is where you want to be if you are in need of motivation during your debt-free journey and beyond.
absolutely.
Yes,
And
indeed.
so, fam, like we already mentioned, today we're talking about our budget during our debt-free journey. And this is a video that we wanted to do because we've done a mock budget before.
Right.
But we wanted to show like, hey, in the middle of our debt-free journey, right? Or actually in this particular case, at the beginning of our debt-free journey, what was our budget?
Yeah.
Like what did the numbers look like?
Yes.
How did we make progress towards knocking out $94,000 of debt?
That's right.
Today we are going to talk about
The
that.
real,
Yes.
unedited, uncut, raw numbers.
Yes.
Good, bad, and ugly.
Good, bad, and ugly.
Everything in between.
Yes, and so you're going to see income, you're going to see our bills, you're going to see
All of
the
our
debt,
expenses.
you're going to see how we work the debt snowball, you're going to see mistakes that we made,
Yes.
things that we would change if we were doing it again. And so without any further ado, let's hop into it. Let's get it. So let's get to it.
Yes.
So as you can tell, this is this monthly budget is from January 2016,
Correct.
which would be month number 2 in our debt-free journey.
Mm-hmm.
And this particular screen that you see is from the Every Dollar app or the Every Dollar website in this case, which we used throughout our entire debt-free journey.
And it was amazing.
And it was amazing. So we would definitely highly recommend
Highly
it.
recommend it.
So let's break this thing down. We can start with our income. If you look at this income section, you see the actual numbers from this particular month. My paycheck is listed there. Then you have Janet's paychecks. And then you see my second job. And we've talked about this before. We talked about how I picked up a second job at the beginning of our debt-free journey to just accelerate our progress and to bring in some additional income into our household.
Yeah, definitely.
And so that's there. And then we just have some miscellaneous income that sort of came from some things just on the side and such. And so that's the income section, and you see the total amount that we received there.
During the month of January 2016. That's
Yep.
right. And next up, we have giving. So at this point in time, we were giving about 6% of our income to our local church. And so our giving looked much different at this point because we were trying to accelerate our process of getting out of debt. We still wanted to give, and so our giving looked about 6% of our income during that time.
Yes, and so if we slide down to the savings section, this is actually very interesting. As we were preparing for this video, we came across this, and I was like, oh man, this is a good teaching moment.
Yes.
Because if you notice here, we have this emergency fund, and I'm throwing. I've budgeted $310. I've budgeted $310 for our family, and really this is because we have not fully built our emergency fund. And what you'll see is we have this big plan for attacking debt. It's going to be at the bottom, but we haven't even fully built our emergency fund. This was a mistake.
Yeah.
Okay. And then in addition to that, we have this like new car savings. Because I guess, we were trying to, save for a new car. So it's a lot going on.
But you know what? I think we were just concerned that one of our cars was probably going to break down because they were so old.
Yeah.
And we thought that maybe we just needed to save money so just in case our vehicle broke down.
Yeah, I guess. But look, either way, it's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on though.
And really, when I was looking back at this, we recognize the error of our ways because for February of 2016, this number right here changes,
Mm-hmm.
and I essentially raise it to the point so that we can get to our $1,000. Because it was very risky for us to be attacking debt without having a fully built out, or $1,000 emergency fund, which we
Yeah.
talk about all the time.
Yeah.
So, in addition to that, Janet's birthday is coming up in February, so
Woo-hoo.
I was throwing a little bit of money,
A little bit of change.
in preparation for that. So that knocks us down to our housing section.
Oh yeah.
So in housing, you see we have our mortgage,
Mm-hmm.
water and trash, electric bill, and our home security.
Mm-hmm.
So those numbers are what they are.
Yeah.
I know some may say, "Wow, your mortgage number is really low."
Yeah.
Right. But just as context, we were living in a rural environment,
Extremely rural.
and we bought our house at the bottom of the market, like the housing market. So so the cost of the house was low, and then of course we were in a rural environment, and so that's why this amount is what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. You see, we budgeted for oil change, and praise God for this. I'm trying to click on it. We came in under budget.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, got a little deal, and
at the Walmart,
and that worked. That worked out. And so let's talk about lifestyle, Jay.
Ooh-wee.
What's going on here?
Lifestyle, Lord, there's so many things going on in the lifestyle. All right, so of course we had our baby girl in July of 2015, and so she was very, very young, and so we had to put her in childcare while we hustle and grind every single day. And so you'll see that we have childcare listed for the first line item. Next, we have our haircut, which was actually Chasten's haircut. So Chasten would get his haircut twice a month. And so that was the expense for that, $30 for that. Hairstyle, that would be for me. However, as you can see, there was a planned 125, and if you look over to the next column where it says spent, it says 0.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking about this, and I think the reason why it was 0 that was spent is because I wanted to wait and get my hair done for my birthday, and so I think we ended up rolling it over for February, and I got my hair done in February.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I know that's what happened, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So special events. Not sure what the special event was.
Well, this special event, we went to a basketball game, and we went to a retirement celebration.
Oh.
So that's what this was. We had to pay for the retirement celebration, and those costs associated there.
And we came under budget. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, yeah. So this right here,
Lord have mercy.
This
is a don't know.
We're going to talk about this in one of our videos. Our phone bill should not have been this high.
No.
And this was just a consequence of us making some bad decisions in regards to like our choice of phone.
Yeah, we should have had flip phones.
Yeah, I mean, this right here could have saved us a lot of money. And so because we chose to get the phones that we selected, we were paying an installment plan that was, as you can tell, draining money out of the household.
It's ridiculous.
And so now we get down to the weekly budgets. We've talked about this before. We break down, instead of doing like separate line items for gas or for groceries and for eating out, what we did, we got our numbers down as far as we can in a combined total.
Yeah.
And we essentially said that $175 was, was the maximum amount that we would spend for a week. So that includes toiletries, groceries, everything, gas boiled into one. Now, it may seem strange because we have this week 1 and it's $1.61.
Week 0.
Or week 0 and it's $1.61. All that was is we think that we went over on the last month of December, and this was our way of sort of accounting for it and getting back on track in that regard. But yeah, so let's just highlight one of these weeks. Let's highlight week 3.
Yeah.
and you get to sort of see what's inside of there,
Mm-hmm.
um, as we look at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you can see, Walmart, that's where we did our grocery shopping. So you can see that the majority of our weekly budget went towards groceries,
Hmm.
as it should. And at that point, Janae was wearing diapers as well. And so we had a pretty big expense there. Quick Trip and Smile Mart, those are actually fuel purchases for our vehicles. And so as you can see, that was the second highest expense, one of the second highest expenses. And then you have, like your fast food
Hmm.
um, transactions. So we usually typically at this point got takeout 3 times per week, and then I was
Hmm.
cooking 4 times per week.
Yeah. And take a look at this right here. This was entertainment for the week.
Yes,
Okay.
54 whole
And I'm
cents.
telling you, we would celebrate this. We get coupons and use those coupons, and this would serve as our entertainment
Hmm.
Friday night or Saturday night entertainment.
Yep,
So,
that was date night.
yep, yep.
Woo,
And then we get to the allowances, which we've talked about a whole
woo.
bunch. Our monthly. This is not weekly. Our monthly allowances were $20.
Yeah,
And so Janet got 20. I received 20, and
that
yeah,
was tough.
yeah.
That was tough. So it was like if I wanted to get like a pedicure, I would have to save up 2 months. I mean, honestly, you have to
Yeah.
save your money for 2 months to get a pedicure.
Hey, look,
Whew,
that's the hustle, that's the grind,
man, I'm telling
you
you.
know.
Yeah.
And so now we're down here to insurance. We had life insurance, and or we still have life insurance. Have life insurance, and then our auto and house insurance rolled into that.
Hmm.
And you may be wondering, hey, where's your medical
Yeah,
stuff? And so,
definitely. So we had medical insurance, most definitely. However, it was provided through my employer. And so I had about $450 per month come out of my paycheck in order to cover the three of us for medical, dental, and vision insurance. And so we definitely had medical insurance. You just don't see it listed as a planned expense
yeah,
because it came directly out of my paycheck. So you won't see it listed there.
yeah. And so now we get down to the nitty gritty. We get
Ooh,
down to the debt. And
Lord
so
have
this is
mercy.
where all of that progress happened. All right. And so what you get to see here is man how we listed our debts when we were first getting started, and we
Mm-hmm.
followed Dave Ramsey's snowball method.
Yeah.
And so all of these from here down, all of these are minimum payments.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So 50, 99, 159, 120. Okay. And as you can see, all of these are student loans. And then we have
Yes.
this medical bill, and this was from our baby girl's birth. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we were still paying on that. And so after listing all of our, minimum payments, we would throw any excess money towards you know, our student loan, like a student
Mm-hmm.
loan category.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so because our smallest loan was in this category, we would
Mm-hmm.
throw all of that excess in this category. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna click on this, and I'll show you sort of what was happening here. And so this right here was our starting balance.
Ooh-wee.
$48,000. That was all due to this one
Mm-hmm.
um, student
That was
loan.
federal student loans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so our minimum payment was 295.64, but it was like this included like 15 different various like loans.
Right.
So it was all sort of lumped up
Mm-hmm. And
together.
they were dispersed between semesters.
Hmm.
So it was like semesters that were all clumped together, but
Hmm.
separate payments.
Yeah.
So,
And so now this 295, this was an income adjustment, and because Janet, she took maternity leave that previous year, and we were able to just sort of get some adjustments in place when this in 2016, this number right here changed for us. It went
Right.
up
Yeah.
because Janet was making a full time income,
Hmm.
and so our extra payment, we were throwing an extra 1490
Yeah.
towards this particular line item, bringing it to a total of $1,700. Now, last things that we want to bring to your attention is I
Hmm.
want you to look right here. Look at how much we were throwing towards debt.
Yeah.
Over $2,500 towards debt.
Hmm.
That's 39% of our income.
Absolutely.
So when people ask like, man, how did you do it? How did you make progress? This is where it
This is
happened,
where it happened.
right there.
The debt snowball.
Now, as we look back and as we um, look at all of this, one of the biggest things that sort of pop on in my mind is that we probably could have raised this number
Yeah.
and gave more
Hmm.
while we were still trying to do this.
Yeah.
Our pursuit down here did not necessarily have to affect this right here.
Yeah.
And so I just want to bring that out because that is sort of something that we probably didn't have to do. We probably felt like we needed to do in the moment, but we didn't have to.
Right.
We could have given more because we always wanted to be generous people, and even
Hmm.
to this point, this number has changed.
Yeah.
This number is higher now.
Much.
The
Yeah.
percentage is much higher now, and that matches our heart, and
Mhm.
that could have been different
Yeah.
at that time.
Hmm.
But in this process, you sort of get to see, man, our messiness. You get to see us
Go
go
over
over.
budget. Week
You know,
4. Mm.
you get to see some successes of, hey, man, we did really good this week,
Hmm.
right? You get to see the grind of $20 of allowance. You get to see all of this going on down
Hmm.
here, and and the big thing is just, man, we celebrate just God providing an income for us,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then giving us the means to make some progress. And so we
Hmm.
look back on this, there's much to celebrate, and also much to like say, hey, man, we could have done some things differently.
Yeah.
And so as we show this to you all, we hope that you can just sort of take some lessons from this
Hmm.
and sort of say, hey, man, I can incorporate this into my budget, and I'm not going to make that mistake that they made,
Right.
and I'm going to do it, this way,
Hmm.
So yeah. So Jay, do you have any final thoughts as we get ready to close this video?
Yeah. So, fam, look, everyone's situation is completely different. So, the takeaway, should be what can I do with what I have in order to accomplish the goals, the financial goals that I have.
That's good.
And so you may be saying, well, I don't make that income, or I have my expenses are much more expensive and things like that. And that's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. Everybody's debt free journey is going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
No one's debt free journey is going to look identical. And so do what you can, be a good steward of what you have, and just continue to hustle, grind, and pray 365 every day. Don't lose hope. Don't lose faith. I know that you may be looking at these numbers and you're saying, man, they lived really tight. We did. We did live very tight, and it paid off. We paid off all of our debt, and now we are able to live and give like no one else, as Dave Ramsey says. So it's been awesome. So you can do it too. It may take longer, it may take a shorter amount of time, but no matter the amount of time, just continue to hustle, grind, and pray.
Yes, we believe in you,
Yes.
and we hope that this was helpful. If it was helpful, definitely, we would love to see your feedback, and feel free to like the video. Feel free to comment because we love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
And if you feel like this video in particular, if you feel like, man, this would be helpful to some people that I'm connected to, definitely feel free to share it with them.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, so fam, as we always say, we want you to remember to hustle, to grind and pray, and we will continue to pray for you all.
Absolutely.
Keep pushing, and we will see you all, talk to you all next time. Peace.
Peace. Love y'all.